This is the National Pro Cup Championship, crown jewel of late model competition, here for race number 16 of 24, the Gatorade 100 at the half-mile Manhattan Raceway Stadium. Pepsi Max, proud sponsor of the pole award given to the fastest qualifier at each National Pro Cup Championship event. And on the pole for today's race is the number 60 of Nick Van Gelder, our 15th different pole sitter in 16 events. On his outside is the number 71 of Zach Gott, and current point leader Chuck Johnson starts in the inside of row number 2. Van Gelder leads them off of turn number 2, but on the outside, Gott with a great run into turns 3 and 4, and he will come off nearly hitting the wall, but he does lead the first lap of the race. And going into turns 1 and 2, he gets another great run on the high side. Side-by-side battle for the lead between Van Gelder and Gott with a run on the outside takes over the lead. Coming off of turn 4, and Chuck Johnson will take over the number 2 spot. The first caution of the day would fly on lap 2 as the 34th Parker Whitten gets loose coming off of turn 2 and gets hit by, I think, it looked like the O2 of Jennifer Duke. But yeah, it looked like the O2 of Jennifer Duke got into him as he got loose off of turn 2. And Nate Patrick barely missing that. Gott leads on the restart on lap number 8. He gets a great restart. Get used to that. It was a common theme in this race. Caution number 2 would fly on lap 9. The 66 of Nate Patrick is underneath the 04 and the 8. And, drifts up and into both the 8 of Joshua Michaels and the 04 of Betty Cox. All three drivers would continue on, however, albeit with a little bit of damage. Big blow for championship contender Eric Drakerider, who falls out of the race on lap number 12 with an electrical problem. And this just on the heels of, well, gaining a lot of points on Chuck Johnson. And he's going to lose, from the looks of it, he's going to lose a lot today. As Johnson currently runs in the second spot as Gott continues to lead on the restart. Of course, this was the site of his first career Arla 29 Truck Series victory, as Nate Patrick has to pit for a flat tire coming to the restart. Tough break for Patrick, and really tough break for St. Amazing Autosport all around. And the 56 of Sean Johnson blows up, and that would be the end of his day. He would be the 20th place finisher today. And the 02 of Jennifer Duke also with a flat tire and would have to make an emergency pit stop. So bad day just gets worse for Duke. Caution number 3 on lap 20. The 24 of Ballard Forge gets into the 60 of Nick Van Gelder, then drifts up into the 78 of Alexis Farr. The 16 is involved. The 49 gets a piece of that. Vinny LaBouffe, the 04 of Betty Cox. Wow, that was a bigger wreck than what it should have been. There you see the 24 gets into Van Gelder a little bit. Doesn't have a very good line into turn 1. Drifts up into the 78. Her teammate, the 16 of Star Banner, involved in that as well. The 49, the 2, the 04. Wow, that was a humongous wreck there. And the 16 of Star Banner would fall from the race. Gott continues to lead on the restart as we hit the 1/4 mark, and he gets another great restart. Boy, he's got them down pat here today. Caution number 4 on lap number 28. A little 3-wide situation here as the 58 drifts up into the 02 of Jennifer Duke, and then the 13 gets a little piece of that. However, all drivers involved would continue on, and the 58 grabs the gear and gets it going again. Restart comes on lap number 34. Gott continues to lead the way with Chuck Johnson in second, and Gott, once again, another great restart. But yet again, another caution would come out on lap 35. This time, the 78 of Alexis Farr breaks down coming to the caution, or coming to the green rather. So she would have to pull it off to the side and onto the inside of the front stretch. She would get it restarted, but she would be several laps down as a result. Gott continues to lead on the restart, and wow, an even better restart than before, but yet again, the caution comes out on lap 41. Another 3-wide situation as the 02 of Jennifer Duke gets a little bit loose underneath the 18 of Chuck Johnson going into turn 3 and hits the wall. Fortunately, nobody else hits her, and she continues on. A little bit of a strategy call by the 34 team as they decide to bring Parker Whitten in under this caution and change right side tires. So very, very interesting strategy call, but we've seen earlier this season, fresh tires can make a big difference, especially at these short tracks. Gott leads on the restart as usual, and as usual, another great restart, and as usual, the caution comes out right after. As the 58 of Sean Sanchez gets into the back of the 2, he comes back up the track, and whoa, wild ride for Vinny LeBouf. The 04 Betty Cox involved in that as well. Easily one of the wildest rides we've seen this season, and and the 34 of Parker Whitten gets into the 8 of Joshua Michaels, spins him out. Of course, he might have just saved Michaels there, because Michaels probably would have piled into that had he not been spun out. So I guess every cloud has a silver lining, and you see from the onboard of Betty Cox, wow, that was a sight to behold. Certainly not one that Betty Cox wanted to see, though, as it takes her and Vinny LeBouf out of the race. At the halfway point, Gott continues to lead the way, and on the restart at lap 53, once again, gets another good restart. Chuck Johnson once again having to battle with the lap cars. Caution number 8 would fly on lap 53. This one caused quite a bit of controversy as Alexis Farr, a lap down, gets into the 60 of Nick Van Gelder, which in turn gets the 08 of Ray Takita, and Sean Sanchez also involved. Takita and Van Gelder were 3rd and 4th in the race. Boy, that was just a boneheaded move by Alexis Farr, very similar to what we saw Nate Patrick do earlier this season. And man, that was a hard hit for Ray Takita. Takita would end up falling out of the race. Sanchez would fall a couple laps down. The officials were not too pleased with Alexis Farr and promptly called her to the hauler after the race, and if the pass is any indication, I would expect severe penalties for the 78. Gott continues to lead the way. Once again, another good restart, just gapping everybody else. But here's the man on the move, the 34 of Parker Whitten. He has those 2 fresh right side tires, and they are paying dividends right now. He goes 3 wide with his teammate, Roy Warren, and the 02 of Jennifer Duke, and now he has a great run on Aubrey Wood and gets underneath the 78 of Alexis Farr and John Quackenbush in the 28, who's currently running in 3rd, and he will bypass all of them, and he is now up to the 3rd position, and he is being clocked as the fastest car on the racetrack. We said before that those fresh tires could mean a big deal here, and it's paying dividends right now, as Whitten has now caught the 18 of Chuck Johnson, who's certainly looking to stand to gain a bunch of points here today, with some of his rivals having trouble today. Valerie Forge is currently a lap down, although she is in the top 10. But Whitten with a great run in turns 3 and 4, and has a run underneath of Chuck Johnson for the number 2 position, and he will clear Johnson heading into turns 1 and 2 to take over the number 2 position. And it certainly wouldn't take him long to track down the race leader, Zach Gott, in the 71. As Gott gets trapped behind the 49 of Arthur Gordon, he has to check up for that lap car, and Parker Whitten has a run on the inside down the backstretch and takes the lead away from Zach Gott with 23 laps to go. So could this be Parker Whitten's day after so many near misses this season? The 9th caution of the day would fly on lap 79 as the 99 of Roy Warren turns the 8 of Joshua Michaels into the inside wall on the front stretch. What a shame for Michaels. He was, even though he was a lap down, he was running in the 10th position. So really don't know what Warren was doing right there. But a tough break for Michaels as he falls out of the race. Parker Whitten leads on the restart on lap number 85. He gets a good start, but so does Zach Gott. Even though he's in 2nd, he got a great restart there, and he has a run underneath of Whitten into turn 2 down the backstretch for the lead, but Whitten gets a great run off of turns 3 and 4 on the high side and is able to hold the 71 at bay. The 10th and final caution of the day would fly on lap 87. John Quackenbush, stuck in a bit of a 3-wide situation, gets tagged by the 13 of Aubrey Wood, sending him into the 58 of Sean Sanchez. The 13 caught up in that as well. Seems to be a bit displeased with the 58, but then the 13 of Aubrey Wood turns to the 28, which in turn turns to 58. The officials were not too sure what was going on here and promptly called all 3 drivers to the hauler after the race. Inside of 10 laps to go now. Lap number 93, 8 laps to go. Gott gets another good restart and has a run on Whitten in turns 1 and 2, but can't quite get underneath him. Whitten holds the 71 at bay into turns 3 and 4 and down the front stretch as he maintains the lead of the race. And he would not be challenged the rest of the way. And finally, after many near misses this season, Parker Whitten finally earns his first career NPCC victory He wins the Gatorade 100 here at the Manhattan Raceway Stadium. Scott will have to settle for second after leading the most laps here today. He's actually led the most laps in the last 2 races, now that I think about it. Chuck Johnson comes home in third. Good points day for him. Roy Warren. Wow, both Michael Brown cars in the top 5 today. Of course, Parker Whitten getting his first career win. And Roy Warren coming home in 4th. Aubrey Wood, great top 5 run for her. Andrea Lynn Caldwell comes home in 6th. Quackenbush in 7th. Valerie Forge establishes a top 10. So does Nick Van Gelder. And Arthur Gordon sneaks into the top 10. 11 through 21. Nate Patrick comes home in 11th place. Alexis Farr in 12th. Of course, probably going to be hit with some significant penalties after wrecking 2 lead lap cars and causing a 3rd one to become damaged. Jennifer Duke in 13th, Sean Sanchez in 14th, Joshua Michaels, the first driver to, highest driver retired from the race in 15th, Ray Takita in 16th, his teammate, Betty Cox, Vinny LaBouffe, Star Banner, Sean Johnson, and Eric Drake Ryder round out the field. Of course, big hit for Drake Ryder in the points here today with Chuck Johnson finishing 3rd today. Rose Cup standings after 9 of 15 races. Drake Ryder continues to lead, but he sees that points lead slipping just a bit as God has closed into within 51 points. Valerie Forge is 52 markers back, Parker Whitten 53 back, and Chuck Johnson 72 back. So it's getting pretty tight at the top of the Rose Cup standings with just 6 races to go in that. As for the overall championship with 8 races remaining, Chuck Johnson once again opens up his lead. It's now up to 48 markers over Eric Drake Ryder. Valerie Forge starting to close in a little bit on the championship picture. She's only 51 points back. Quackenbush is 69 back. Zach Gott is 5th. Parker Whitten is 6th. Sean Johnson 7th. Nate Patrick 8th. Star Banner 9th. And Andrea Lynn Caldwell moves up into the top 10. Next race for the National Pro Cup Championship, the GameOnOhio.com 100 at the Kill Care Raceway in Xenia, Ohio. Thank you for joining us today. I'm color commentator John Lyndike, and we'll see you next time.